What's going on, world? Mr. Dreams to Reality. Coach Ford here. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day or night, depending on what time of the world you get to see this or wherever you're at. So I'm excited about coming out with the latest edition of the Rise Above Potential podcast. I'm actually going to be doing some work on my website. It's actually been a minute since I've been able to do some content and really been locked in and focused on developing a brand and the brand message. And then, couple of things I've learned over the last couple of weeks is separating my ability to be the owner and then the general manager of running the business. And so some of the things that I've been focusing on is improving myself as an individual and, looking at what does that look like? And so how do I help people become the best version of themselves and help them become who they're supposed to be? First, it starts with you have to declutter your mind, right? And if you don't declutter your mind, then it just leads you to a whirlwind of troubles. And so as I've gone through the week, I really started thinking about this concept of what does it mean to be a general manager of my life? I started to really take a look at that, and I really started to think about taking ownership. And why do people struggle? Why do people not become the best version of themselves possible? Is it because they're not capable? Is it because they don't know what to do? Like, what is it? What are the things that keep people from being the best person in their life? And so, you got to set a vision. And I noticed that it's hard to set a vision. It's hard to set a vision when mine is decluttered. And so here's some areas that we need to look at, right? First, we have to understand what is draining our mind, right? We need to get all of the things out. We need to write it all out. We need to ensure that we leave the day empty, right? I think oftentimes we believe that we need to hold on to as much information as possible. And that's why I was journaling. And the issue with journaling that I learned was I was taking in so many thoughts and opinions. And so the biggest thing that I learned for myself is, it wasn't going to be the journaling and things of that nature that was going to take me to that next level. And really praying to God and having conversations saying, okay, where do we need to go? What do I need to be? And so understanding how the Rise Above Potential podcast really ties together and say, we're striving to be better than what we are. And so, understanding, where we're going and how we're going to get there. And so one of the questions that my big brother asked me, he challenged me on, he said, hey, I want to challenge you on something. How do you tie all these things together, right? How do you serve and inspire? How does that mix with now faith? And then now we have Redeer Prime, which means to see your best, right? And so what people are asking for is clarity on the mission. And I had to get clear on, okay, I'm the GM of my life. And I was going on a journey, and I'm happy to say God was taking me on a journey and learning, like, how do I walk in my dominion? How do I rule my space? How do I become the best version of myself possible? Because oftentimes it's hard to know that, right? And so understanding who I was becoming as an individual and leaving empty and really being intentional on, I gotta leave the day empty. I gotta leave the day um, pouring my best self out to the world, because I noticed that if I gave my best self to the world, then I always got it in return. And so what does that mean for you? How does this podcast help? How does Rise Above Potential tie into my overall vision and things that I want to do? First of all, it's a critical pillar in the coaching frame, right? So it serves three major roles: mindset shift, breaking people from the world system; execution blueprint, giving people tools to move forward; and strategic scaling opportunity, right? Attracting the right clients in my system. And so most people are stuck in potential mode. They have ideas, ambition, talent, but they never move to performance or execution. So, my podcast serves as a wake-up call. Like, hey, become the best that you can be. And I get it. If you look at my content, I look like I'm all over the place. And so those people who are looking to pick apart the movement, they're going to find out, right? If you're looking for growth, if you're looking for somebody that puts everything out there, then this is where you're going to find. But if you're looking to um, find information and say, okay, well, this guy is all over the place. This week he said this, and he said, you're exactly right. And I wanted it to be like that. So whenever the full picture came together, it was a huge reality of like, oh, this guy is onto something. This guy isn't just making content to make content. He's actually onto a much bigger movement. And the bigger movement is so many people are trapped into today's society, and part of that is saying, okay, how do we help people overcome doubt, hesitation, fear, negativity, imposter syndrome, and lack, right? All those things are roots of lack, right? Hesitation, doubt, negativity. Those are just symptoms of lack in some area of your life, right? If there's lacking in any area, then you're going to be aware, like, okay, because you lack in something, you're going to be focused on that. Instead of a person that lives in abundance, they're not going to be worried about if they are going to pull off their goals and dreams, right? If they're going to be able to design their life. And so, for me, part of being dominion-led person or a person that wants to take ownership, right? And so I was really looking into what does dominionship look like and what does that look like and how does it help people in the world today? Dominionship simply means ownership. That's all it means. Don't make it more complicated. I'm sure the religious people or the diehard English people will jump on here and say, no, that's not what it means. At the end of the day, in our modern space, it means ownership. It means to take full ownership of your job, your workspace, your environment. Don't just let the world system pull you and push you away into directions that they want you to go. And so it's easier said than done, right? And so as I started to think about this, right, the lack of clarity is a big component of this and not understanding where you want to go. Lack of discipline, right? Lack of resources, lack of belief, lack of vision, and so all these things are just part of the world of lack, right? The system that has created you. So if you get around your families and friends and they say, well, why do you want to accomplish this thing? I'll get bombarded with tons of things on a day-to-day basis. And I know this is probably bad to me. And I'm just like, this is not important. It's not. And I know I should view these things as more important, but it's just like when you start walking in the space that I'm walking in and understanding that, we have a much bigger play at the right now, helping people. The biggest thing is helping people and ensuring that we help people get where they're supposed to be. And as a coach, I'm a vision coach. My job is to help restore people's vision. My job is to help people live their best life as much as possible. My job is to say, hey, I believe that you're meant to take ownership of your life, and I'm going to show you how to take ownership of your life. First things first, you have to get to a point where you don't let other people determine who you're going to be on a day-to-day basis, right? The world system has done a great job, and people have fed into the system of beating you over the head, of telling you what's possible. They want you to live in their limitations. They don't want you to strive for more. They don't want you to be more. They don't want you to write the book. They don't want you to take ownership. They don't want you to be the boss of your life. They don't want you to do this, and the third. Well, here's the problem with that. That is such a damaging belief for people that people aren't able to go to the next level. And it's really sad and disappointing for me to see that for people. And so here are some tips, right? Here's some tips and tricks. Here's some tips and tricks. Dealing with technology is so interesting. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm updating my Riverside application here. Anyways, so I can't let that take away my focus. And so, yeah, that's another thing. Be aware of the things that will try to take your focus. Be aware, guard your mind. When Jim Rose says, guard your mind, oh my goodness gracious, guard your mind, because I have found to the T that this is so critical. Like I do content creation. Content creation is a great driver for additional income. Think of it this way. If I'm coaching basketball, which I do, I'm going to tell my players we have to get easy buckets, right? I think some of my players believe the harder the bucket, the better basketball it is. And for me, I'm just like, dude, stop with the nonsense, right? The better basketball players aren't trying to do all the extras and craziness and the nonsense. Like you have to just do the simple stuff. Just do the simple things. Anyways, do the simple things. And so what are the simple things? First of all, oh my gosh. Do anybody deal with, okay, give me a second. I'm on PayPal, then it gave me a notification that it didn't give me a last time. And it's okay. And it's just one of those things, man, like I was just on here and you didn't. Okay, hold on, guys. I gotta look at a text thing that it said I didn't have, and now I gotta look at it to see if I have the text thing that it said I didn't. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'm actually knocking out some business things while I'm thinking about it and creating content here. I really should start doing the stream service style because apparently that's the move. But I like to do my own thing because who says that you have to do it this way? That's another thing. Like, the system always gets you stuck on what they think is the best move. Like, no, you got to do it this way. You got to do it that way. And that doesn't always necessarily equate to being the best thing, right? And so back to this, the tips that I'm giving you. And so what I started doing is reverse engineering the problem. I started flipping the perspective. Like, what is doubt? Has anybody ever thought about this? Like, honestly, what is doubt? What is doubt? Does anybody know? Because I reversed engineered it. I just want you to know. Doubt, all those things are mechanisms to tell your mind to be careful. That's it. People doubt themselves because they don't have structured execution of record. Seriously, I'm pulling my notes up, pulling my notes. So I use chat to speak into and stuff. My big brother told me to do all this. So I speak my thoughts into it. Doubt is the enemy's favorite weapon because it slows execution, delays momentum, and keeps people stuck. There it is. Who's the enemy? The enemy of the minds. I don't know who. Your family member who thinks they're doing well. They're an enemy of the mind because they're trying to tell you, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. People try telling me what I can't do to drive me nuts. I don't listen to them. I'm the GM, I'm the owner of my life. You got to learn to govern your life. You got to learn to dominate. You got to have dominion over your life. And if you never do those things, guess what? I can't help you. If you don't want to get better at your life, I can't. Do you hear how much conviction I speak with? Most people struggle. Most people struggle because they don't have enough conviction. If you don't have enough conviction, you're not convicted to be great. You're not convicted to destroy this. You're not convicted enough. I'm convicted enough. I'm convinced. Think about that. Think about that. I am convinced that I will do this. And that's the difference. I believe I'm gonna build $1 billion business. I'm convicted. I'm convicted. I'm convicted. I'm convicted. I'm convicted. I've convinced myself. I don't need your opinion. I don't need your permission. I don't need your permission to be great. Too many of you are waiting for people's permission to be great. I don't need your permission. I'm convicted enough. And I let enough people tell me that I wasn't going to be great just by their energy. Want to say I'm going to do something? I'm going to do it. Now, part of that is I do too much stuff, so I got to scale back. But what I'm here to tell you is that when you get enough conviction, when you get enough, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? So once you get to that point, call me. When you get to that point, call me. When you get to a point where you're tired of it, let me know. Because I'm convicted. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. That's separator. That's it. I believe I'm going to build this business. I believe I'm going to build $1 billion business. I don't need your permission. I don't need your permission. I don't need your permission. I'm telling you, unless you have enough conviction enough, nothing's going to matter. Unless you have enough conviction to tear the world apart and not be. That's why so many people root for the villains. Because if villains are convicted, I'm a villain in most people's lives. I'm a villain here. I'm convicted enough to get up tomorrow on the weekend and go coach basketball at at a place. 9 a.m. coach youth basketball. I'm convicted. I'm convicted that I can impact some lives. And understanding that nothing will stop me to figure out this code and break this code. And so here's what I'm here to tell you, that I'm here to help you break free. And most people don't break free because the conviction is not compelling enough to change. That's it. It's got to be compelling enough. You have to wake up and say every single day, I'm going to do this regardless, man. Regardless of how I feel. Regardless. I'm going to be a billionaire regardless. I'm going to build $1 billion industry regardless. I'm going to be the owner of my life regardless. Nobody has control of that. Nobody. I get random messages from people all the time. Like, somebody just said, you should be a preacher. I will come to church all the time. I'm not trying to be no preacher. I'm trying to be what God called me to be. God called me to have ownership and let no man let no understand no man or woman or thing or system tell me different. This is mine. This is mine, whether you like it or believe it or not. I don't let people dictate how I feel in the morning. I wake up and be Justin Ford every single day, Mr. Dreams to reality. Laugh, hee cackle, but I'm on the big screen and they watch. And if they don't watch, they're going to be watching. Why do I have so much confidence? Because this is me. I love getting on this content and talk because I got enough conviction, y'all. Got enough compelling convictions to do what I do because it says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. I take that very serious. Some people say, well, I'll give them a biblical inheritance. That's cute. That is not what I'm talking about. My children already got that. I'm giving them something that no man can say they gave to them. Only God. And so when you live with this kind of conviction, y'all, I'm telling y'all, you move different. And I'm here to free you. The problem is people don't want to be free because they're addicted to the system. I'm free. And I'm freestyling this. I'm putting all these notes on here. I'm putting all these notes on here. I'm making sound bites. I'm making sound bites. I'm making sound bites because y'all are addicted to the system. I don't want the system and I don't need the system. I'm going to move within the system but not be ruled by it. I only have one ruler. I am one with God and God is with me. I have no ruler. No ruler. Man tries to lord over other men. I'm here to empower your life. That's the difference. That's the difference. I'm here to push you to be the greatest that you can be. This ain't about a motivation, speech, and hype. This is empowerment to move. And if you're not empowered to move, that's a problem. That means you're addicted to the problem, which is the system of control. They control you with every situation. Construct. I'm going to do this variety of series. I'm going to deconstruct the systems of control over your mind. I'm going to deconstruct the system. I'm convicted enough to help you deconstruct from the matrix. If you want to be broke free. Some like cat videos. Some like brain rot. Some like to scroll on TikTok all day, which is fine. That's what you want to do. You want to watch reels and shorts. I don't have time to do that. I'm here to wake you up. And if you don't want to be woke up, fine. But I'm here to empower you. And if a guy is on the internet empowering you to be your best, I'm not here to save you. I'm here to empower you. There's a difference. I'm here to plant a seed. Say you don't need permission. That your permission error is ended. You don't need permission from nobody. And I'm going to do a variety of podcasts and chats. I'm back. I'm back better than ever. My mind has been renewed. I'm feeling good. I'm excited. So over the next series, I'm going to be breaking down Vidir Prime and what I'm building. And I get excited. I get fired up. I get pumped up because I'm excited to see your growth. I'm excited to see you become the best that you can be. I'm excited to see you grow. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you to be released to pursue the life that you want to live. Close your eyes and tell me, what would it be like to live your life by design? To be the person that you wanted to be? What would that look like? Who would you be? What would it feel like? What would it feel like? Close your eyes and tell me, what would it feel like if you had enough compelling convictions to live your life by design? I had a guy tell me the other day that, your coffee before adulting is really impactful to me. And, I made a decision to live my life, to design my life. And it takes a strong will. It takes a strong group of people who wants to be great. It takes a strong will of people who wants to break into this new dominionship, this ownership, who wants to take full ownership of their life. And I don't mean being controlled by the systems. I'm telling you to break freely sovereignty away from the system's control, from debt. They tell you to have good debt, bad debt. No, we want to get far removed from that. I have major visions of exciting things that we're going to do. And so this is my seed planting. This is a wake-up call to that you're designed for greatness. You're designed to live a life permission-free from the world systems and from men. They don't control your life. God didn't give you this life to be a sheep and slave, to be enslaved to a system. So my challenge to you today is, and I want you to hear me clearly, and I'm not no pastor, I'm a coach, I'm not a motivational speaker. I am a owner, dominionship holder. I am walking in my dominion. This is what I do. I coach basketball, and now I'm coaching you. I'm here to set some people free from the controls of the world. There's a lot of people that's controlling people. I'm convinced. I am convicted. I have enough compelling convictions because I was once you. I was once the person stuck behind the screen trying to figure it out. I'm no longer trying to figure it out. I'm the general manager of my life. There's a difference in being an owner and general manager. Once you establish that you're the owner, okay, I'm going to put this in my notes before I forget. Once you establish that you're an owner of your life, you must operate like a GM of your reality. You've already established ownership. Now, what does it look like to? Now, what does it look like to operate? That's where being a GM. So you got to switch the hat off and be a GM. You got to manage your life. You got to manage your reality. Let that be understood. Fact check me. Fact check the psychology behind this. Fact that. Land consistent. Scout the other team. You're playing for the other team. I'm going to help you over the next couple of video series to be the best that you can be. And I'm going to challenge you to don't seek permission. Don't seek permission. Don't seek permission. Seek what it's like to have your time collapsed into years or years into seconds. We developed a way to do it, to collapse your years into seconds. What would it be like to have complete control of your life, your thoughts, to not be ruled by external forces? Protect your mind. Protect your heart. You protect your mind, you protect your heart. And I'm excited. I know plenty of people who disbelieve, who don't believe in me. And they know me, but those aren't the people I'm speaking towards. I'm speaking to the person when they find this video, when they find this. They say, hey, this guy was really onto something, and it was just the timing. And every video has the God's timing on it for the person that it's meant for. And I hope for you that this hits to the core of your spirit and plants the seed that no man controls your destiny, and that you must seek ownership of your own life. And they tell you to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, but they don't tell you what that truly means. So I'm going to show you how to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You can pull yourself up by the bootstraps when you know how to, right? And so what does that mean? We're going to reverse engineer this process. I got a lot of good stuff that we're going to be going over, guys. A lot of good stuff. So I wanted the stream vibe. I wanted it to be like a recorded stream vibe because I am streaming this live. It's just not going to be live for you, but I did stream it. And so I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I'm geeked. I'm ready to see you win. Hear me say this. I'm ready to see you win. I'm ready to see you broken free. I'm ready to see you permission. I'm ready to walk. I'm ready to see you walk in God's mandate for your life. He said, be fruitful and multiply, subdue the earth, and have dominion over it. I want to see that mandate in your life. I want to see what Jesus restored for you. I want to see how he restored that mandate for your life and for you to walk into that. Oh, it's beautiful. That's what Verdeer Prime is all about. God's ultimate plan for your life is to see you perform every single day, being the owner of your life, effortlessly, frictionlessly. And you can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. All right, like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. Hope you got something from this nugget. As much as I enjoy delivering this to you, I've been holding on to this message where life was beating me like a full court press. I was turning over. They kept beating me and beating me and beating me. And I said, no more. I'm tired of being beat by the system. I'm going to beat the game. And it's just a game. Once you understand the game and you understand that the game is controlled by men and women and that God didn't approve this, God approved you living your life and taking ownership of it and you being a GM and running your day to day, everything changes. All right, guys, do me a favor, like and subscribe. Coach Ford Speaks. Coach Ford Speaks on Instagram. Coach Ford Speaks on TikTok. Coach Ford Speaks on Twitter or X, my bad. Coach Ford Speaks on YouTube. Connect with me on Meta. It's a little bit harder to find me on Meta, but yeah, you'll be connected with me here. So if you got any questions, you can hit me up at sales@verdeerprime.com. Go check out some of my latest product and gear. All right, peace out.